Activate the collar. Where is he? Where is Omni-Man? Where is he?
In the last video, I talked about Amber and how one piece of dialogue that made no freaking sense from season 1 basically butchered her character for no reason whatsoever. The writers were trying to catch the audience off guard and surprise them with a plot twist that barely made any sense with Amber's character in mind, and it was completely unnecessary, which all of that resulted in her character assassination unjustifiably. Which leads me to this video. The second victim of character assassination is Immortal. And I'm not even joking, all of you agree with me on this. Immortal from season 1 is one of the best parts about the show. Whenever this guy is on screen, you're like, want to see what he does. And he plays a very significant and iconic role in the show. He is literally the guy. And then fast forward to season 2 and season 3, and what the fuck did they do to my goat? People around here calling this motherfucker the fraud mortal. Why did you do to my boy? Again, the problem with Immortal's character and what they do with him at season 2 and 3 goes back to what they do with literally every other side character. Undercooked and underexplored. Immortal saw his entire party, his entire friends and colleagues get slaughtered right in front of him by Mark Stat, by Nolan, one of his own personal colleagues and friends. When he wakes up from his death, he wants to kill Nolan. Why the fuck do you not use this opportunity to have him have deep conversations with Mark? Mark is the literal son of the murderer who killed his colleagues, a mass murderer, and he's standing right in front of him trying to prove that he's not like his father. Why are you not using that? That's such a cool dynamical relationship that you can explore. Why don't you explore it? The only time that they write Immortal's character properly and do his character justice, again the bare minimum, is at the end of season 2. Mark and Immortal get these very brief, very short moments of interaction, and it looks so good.
Stop it! I'm stronger and faster than you, and you know it! Don't fail.
They work together as a team, and oh my God, is it cinema? It's so cool to see, but sadly, that's all that there is to it. You will never get to see anything similar to this ever again, and it's a shame because it's dope as fuck. Immortal's character is never explored. He never gives off the vibe that he was present at the most pinnacle parts of human history. He never acts that way, and he never even talks about it. There's not a single time where he talks about history. This guy has been around for thousands of years. Literally, you know nothing about him. Again, this is a massive fucking fumble on the writer's side. How the fuck can you butcher a character so cool? And genuinely speaking, honest to God, I really do not care that he's fell off when it comes to his physical strength. That's completely okay by me, but explore your characters, please, for the love of God. During the span of 3 seasons of this show, there's not a single point in time where Immortal reflects on the fact that all of his colleagues are dead. On paper, he's supposed to be so freaking cool, thousands of years old. How was the life for this guy? Why does he do the thing that he does? What's his sense of truth and justice? Why does he fight for what he does? What does he even fight for? I genuinely don't know. You never see him be that guy as he's supposed to be. I'm not saying write him the way that I want. I'm saying just write him. Give me something to work with. He lacks character and he lacks personality to the extent that people straight up hate his ass. Why? Why?
We're already 2 members down. You want to quit? Absolutely not.
I could have cost us that fight because I didn't trust Invincible. And then I almost started an interplanetary war with his one-eyed friend. I was already broken, Cecil. Kate's death just finished me off.
And I also have to talk about this because you have no idea how baffled I was when I realized people are shitting on Kate. Kate, like Dupli-Kate. They're hating her for why? I don't understand it. Again, the thing with Kate is that due to the nature of her powers, she's constantly dying, and people really don't seem to understand how her powers work. I'm gonna use Naruto as an example. Naruto makes fake copies of himself, but every single time that Dupli-Kate copies herself, it's a legitimate original form of her. All of them share the same consciousness. If one of them dies, they are actually experiencing death collectively. The reason that they call her Kate Prime is because she was the one originally originally born with the powers, but all of them are equally the same Kate. So when she says no one else understands what it's like to keep dying other than Immortal, and that is the main reason she shares a bond with him, I completely understand that. She is literally meant to be a troubled character. She did not have a healthy life growing up. The reason that Mark is such a good person and has good morals is literally because he had a good childhood growing up. And people like have this notion that Kate is a fraud and she's like leaking her fraudiness into Immortal, and that's why Immortal fell off and became fraud Immortal. What are you talking about? I just want to very quickly touch on 3 points about Kate real quick. People like to joke about her that, oh, well, when her comrades were dying, she was out hiding in the woods and playing video games. Like, that's just not simply true. Again, with her powers, all of her copies are original forms of her. She's literally there fighting tooth and nail alongside her comrades. If she did not have a copy, she'd just be dead right here. It's not like she saw how badly they were doing, and in the middle of the fight, she just suddenly bails and runs away. If she did that, you'd actually be correct. But she didn't. She'd actually be dead. So she was there with her comrades. She was trying her best. She just died. The second point that I want to make is about the argument that Kate has with Ray. Kate says, I went through just as much hardship as you did, and then Ray, for some god-awful reason, says no. Like, I cannot make a backup copy of myself. Like, I get to live once and I die also once. Like, yeah, that is true. But, like, you should not try to, like, compare your circumstances and your personal traumas and problems to each other. Like, legitimately, it's kind of like saying, yeah, my parents died in a car crash. And then you go say, yeah, well, at least you had parents. I was raised as an orphan. Like, this is just not like a good way of going about things. But if you do want to compare like your life circumstances and problems and traumas, like at least you had somewhat stable parents and life growing up. Kate literally was brought up in a laboratory, raised by the government to become a weapon. Her poor father had a brain stroke or some shit. And the only family member she had ditched her, left her alone when she was a little kid. I mean, like, you get, not exactly left alone, but you get the point. Like, so yeah, like, why would you say she didn't go through as much hardship? Like, does this shit look fun to you? Again, this scene just does not make that much sense. It goes back to the habit of the writers writing the characters out of character just to stir up some shit. It's a video for a different day, but you get the point. The third point is that people like to say that Kate is very incompetent with how she uses her powers, and then like they reference Paul and how he uses his powers, and they say, oh, well, Kate never does that. She's a lot weaker. There's two approaches that you can have with that. Number one is that we all know how dog shit the writing is when it comes to power inconsistency. Like, I don't even have to talk about how Mark was like 10,000 gajillion % times stronger in season 3 than it was in season 2, and then he gets flapped around like a beef jerky. And I don't have to mention Eve. So they just write the characters to do whatever they want in the scene. But then the second thing that you can actually say about how Kate uses her powers that actually makes sense is that Paul was raised to be an assassin. He uses his powers with lethal intent. He uses it to kill people. It's not the same thing with Kate. Kate was raised to be a weapon, but not necessarily an assassin or to use her powers with lethal intent. So there goes that. Another thing that people like to say about Immortal and Kate is that they're both hypocrites. And then I go, well, yeah, like, no shit, like, who isn't a hypocrite in this show? That's the entire point of the show. It's not about purely morally good or purely morally bad characters. It's not black and white. It's about the moral complexity of things.
That is bullshit, and you know it.
Is it? You killed Angstrom Levy. Should I lock you up too? Throw away the key?
You know that was different. No way. I'm not going anywhere until Sinclair and Darkwing are both back in prison.
You're a hypocrite, waltzing off to help your mass-murdering dad. But God forbid anyone else screws up and then tries to make good.
But then still, the more that I try to make sense of why do people hate her that much, like, I get if you don't like her, but hating her just straight up does not fit in my box. Like, does everything has to be either this is the best character ever written or like this is the most disgusting piece of shit character I've ever seen? Like, just psychopathic hatred, dude. Like, when the show provides enough context for me to work with, like, why does a character act the way that they do, even when the character is not like my own personal favorite, I just go, okay. Like, you can be chill about it. Like, yeah, this is a troubled character. Not every single decision that they made was the right decision. They could do better. Like, you see me shit-talking Mark all the time. I still like him as a character. If, like, a character X does something dumb, I'm gonna call that thing dumb, but I'm still gonna like the character. And I'm not saying you need to like Cade. You can do whatever you want. Just be chill about it, dude. Like, if you tell me that you hate Micah from Red Dead Redemption, I'm like, dude, that makes perfect sense. Like, the amount of hate that I see with, like, Dupli-Kate, Amber, Immortal, like, Jesus Christ, guys, like, chill the fuck out. Again, I blame the writers. I genuinely think if they did a good job exploring the personalities of these characters, like what their likes and dislikes are, what their own personal struggles and challenges are, people will be much more understanding towards them. But again, the writers are dog shit at their job. Like, I don't have to tell you this. You already know it. Like, they genuinely could have done way, way better. Genuinely speaking, I'm very much looking forward to Season 4. Thrag is going to come up. I'm very excited about that. Honest to God, I genuinely hope that they fix a lot of these issues because there are genuinely issues. These are not deliberate, like, writing decisions. These are the writers just sucking at their job. But anyway, I think I'm just, like, repeating myself to this point. Thanks for watching. Watch my other videos. I have to, like, come up with a better outro. Honest to God.
I've got a boo-boo that could use some dupli-kisses.
I thought you were someone else.
The hell is that guy's problem?
His girlfriend just died.
Well, now I feel like a giant douchebag.